Hello there. How you doing today, brother and sister? I've taken a little bit of time in making this upload happen, but nonetheless, I'm here. And I want to take a step back and talk a bit about PR every day. To give a little bit of context of how it came to be, or rather, what are the influences behind it. A bit about me and what were some of my struggles. At the same time, you will also get to enjoy a workout, some squat, a flat bench press, deadlift, and lat pull down. The mentality behind PR every day comes from a few influences. However, it all started from my own problems. Just like you, I've always been someone who was fascinated to learn everything and try everything. I never really had the motivation to excel in something besides what I was already talented in. I was brought up around strong people, like my dad being a bodybuilder himself, and his brother being a Pan Am Olympics champion from the 80s in Taekwondo. I've always had big shoes to fill, but something inside me didn't take it too seriously. Switching back to the workout, here I am warming up for my top set of squat. Today was just to get an idea of where my 1RM, I guess you could say, is. I was planning to try out 4 plates and see where it's been. I think it's been about a year since I attempted it last. And the past couple weeks I've been loading up from 365 for 3, 385 for 3. And the week after that, when I was attempting to go to 4 plates for 3, or 405 for 3, it was not feeling good. I think you might have seen it in my previous video where I almost died. It was not a good fit. And from that day forward, I'm not doing workouts again in the morning, or rather the compound lifts. So this lift was actually in the evening, and I felt so much better. As you can see, I'm just flying through the warm-up, which I normally do. Just 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, and then start taking a bit of rests there. Now, although I wanted greatness, I wasn't sure that I wanted to commit to it. Being a very positive and carefree individual, I didn't care to excel, dedicate, or even practice. Or maybe I wasn't just shown the possibilities of greatness and what it truly took. I wasn't really encouraged on it. I was never really, walked through with it. It was just whatever, I signed up for, whether it was Taekwondo, it was just those Taekwondo days. Whenever I worked out, it was simply just the days that I worked out, which wasn't even consistent as well. School always took some type of precedence over everything, and the things that I actually really enjoyed and did excel in, I just wasn't encouraged to do it, and I didn't do it myself. But I digress. My childhood story is for another day. PR every day comes from what it takes to be great. The sacrifice and effort every goddamn day. I first adopted this mindset when I stumbled across the idea of squatting every day, which is a popularized method of weightlifting approach by the Bulgarian weightlifters. It has been twisted, turned, and shaped into so many different programs and protocols. However, what remained true was the idea of squatting or doing said action every day. And that was something I think I needed. During my early years as a personal trainer, I always was so fascinated with programming and all the different types of programs I found on tnation.com. Ooh, that's an ancient website. I was constantly changing my approach to working out that I never really saw gains that matched my attempt at the first phase of the Smolov method, which was squatting 4 times a week. It took my squat from 340 to 385 pounds in 2 months. And we could check out, that was my last warm-up for the squats, 365. Felt smooth. I felt confident enough to at least get 1 rep on the 4 plates, and here it is. Not as smooth as I would like it to be, but I'll take it. It's been a while since I've hit 4 plates, and there was no pain, so that was good. And now onto the flat hammer press. So after the program, my hips and joints were completely fried, sore and painful, which I associate to the fact that the volume was just too much for my body. That being said, I continued to do more program hopping. Fast forward a year of that, and not making any gains, I decided to try what worked for me. Random Russian Bulgarian programs I found on the internet. So, naturally, my next program was squatting every day. Well, damn, I love squatting, and this program was about how to squat every day and make gains. So why would I not do this? Thus, my journey began with squatting every day. Squatting is starting to sound weird. Taking my squat from 385 to 460 pounds in 8 months. Crazy times. Now, I do understand there was some noob gains to go with that, but as I was fluctuating between 160 and 165 pounds, this implies a decent amount of strength gains to come of that increase. Strength gains aside, I've never done a program for more than 4 months. Much like just before that time, I never had a girlfriend for more than 4 months. It was like a curse. Like I wasn't meant to be. I don't know. It wasn't on me, but I know that I did have a hard time committing to something. Now, here's my top set for the flat hammer press. Can you believe that 3 weeks ago, I couldn't do 250 for more than 1 rep, and here I am repping out 270 for 3 clean reps and 1 grinder, but I just, it felt good, so I needed to do it. Once I devoted myself to squatting every day, I noticed something. I didn't care about anything else. I just enjoyed squatting. I didn't care about the numbers on the bar or how I looked in the mirror. I just found enjoyment and fulfillment with squatting every day. Putting on my squatting shoes, loading the bar, feeling the knurlings graze against my calluses, my traps hitting the bar as I set it in place. I was in heaven. Or rather, I was in earth. Totally entranced in the idea and motion of squatting. Like Tom Platz, it became a religion. That feeling of descending with all the weight and troubles the world throws at me, and still, after every rep, stand right back up. Every rep felt like poetry. I became so lost with squatting that I completed my first ever non-school assigned book called Squat Every Day by Matthew Perryman. Now, prior to these transcendental gym sessions, I had only read the program summary from the book, but I decided to complete its entirety. In a small section of the book, Matthew discusses about the phenom of Mushin notion, which roughly translates to mind without mind, a phrase used to describe the mental state that samurais embody when practicing or dueling, a particular state of flow, becoming one with the action of doing, in thought but not in thought, there but not there. Like those moments of doing a mundane task of washing dishes or raking leaves from your yard, taking a walk outside, riding a Harley down the open road, cutting vegetables with your favorite knife, playing games with your favorite controller, doing weightlifting exercises, pressing in a dumbbell press. These sometimes bland moments become so captivating that we feel our bodies become one with the item or thing that we are using, as if it's an extension of our body, like it's being molded to our hands or feet. I know you've definitely heard this concept before in many animes, shows, and movies, anything that has a level of self-improvement, whether it's fighting-based, music, art, or anything where the human soul embodies expression. But how does this all tie in with PR every day? During a time of my life where there were many distractions, whether that was being distracted with social media, Vines, Instagram, news, sports, events, I let everything dictate my attention versus setting my attention on a goal for myself. Accomplishment. I had a taste of powerlifting and wanted to become better. Yes, an identity was forming, but not with powerlifting itself. simply squatting. It didn't take over my life, although now it kind of sounds like it did, but my life seemed to have so much more structure to it. And what I felt like I needed was something to look forward to every single day, something to assess every single day, something to look back on and determine how my performance was, even to celebrate many wins along the way. It helped me to believe that something was working and to have faith in that commitment. I knew the feeling all too well to do something practically every day, like working out, and not knowing if you're going anywhere. Hence the importance of micro-tracking. You just need to know that every session is counting, but also you learn that not every session has to be a move forward. More on this later. And here we have me worked up to a 5-plate deadlift for a triple. Now, in the past, I've used to do hook grip very easily, and I would do it for a set of 10 with 4 plates. But I guess since my hiatus of powerlifting, hook grip has become quite painful and discomforting. So from now on, I usually just do 1 top rep with hook grip, and then I'll slap on the straps, as you'll see me do here. When I go a little bit heavier and maybe just do a double, I'll attempt the hook grip with both reps. Doing this daily activity kept me accountable and on a straight path. Because of squatting every day, I went from local powerlifting meets to Worlds in World Powerlifting Congress within a year and a half. Although it wasn't any IPF records, it was still a world competition nonetheless that I came in second place to represent Canada. Now, almost 10 years has gone by and I haven't had the discipline since. 8 years has gone by since I took coaching seriously as well. However, for the past 6 months, I have made some directional changes. I'm back to coaching, this time with the caveat of online coaching, and I'm back with physique and strength goals. To stay accountable, I will be uploading all my workout sessions and taking you through my journey, along with all my thoughts on anything strength and perseverance related, both physically and philosophically speaking. The rest of the video, you'll be seeing me doing the lat pull down, and as of right now, I'm just warming up. Now, over the past year, one thing that I've noticed that I've changed with my workouts is everything is taking about 45 minutes. From front end, the minute I walk into the gym, till I leave. And I dictate that, or rather, I believe the reason behind that is because my warm-ups are super quick and to the point. I might have 3 to 4 warm-up sets, especially if it's a pin-loaded or plate-loaded exercise, not barbells. I'm able to just do the first set for, let's say, 10 reps, and after doing it, go right into the next set. And do that until I'm up to my last working set, or rather my first working set, doing for 10 reps or 5 reps, and giving about 2 minutes of actual rest in between. That's the only time I'm really having at the gym. If there are any topics you'd like me to discuss, or any questions, drop them in the comments and I will get back to it. Until then, become resilient.